Debra, and I'm with Mark Maxwell of Maxwell Wines, based in McLaren Vale.
Oh, yeah.
Mark, how'd you end up in McLaren Vale?
I was born there, one of the great, beautiful places of the world. So, my father had an interest in winemaking and mead making since
Mead?
Yeah, since I was a baby. So I grew up and just grew into the industry.
What is your favourite variety to grow at your winery?
We, being in McLaren Vale, we're obviously got a love of Shiraz, but I think McLaren Vale Cabernet Sauvignon is now starting to be found as one of the real sort of unsung heroes of South Australia.
What would be the style of a McLaren Vale Cabernet Sauvignon? How does it differ from other Australian Cabernets?
Good question. I think the Cabernets generally are fairly ripe and round with a fairly full-bodied palate. So whereas they might lack some of the tannins and the length of perhaps Grenache or Margaret River, they make up for it with the juiciness and the richness in the flavours.
And your property is located where within McLaren Vale?
We're on the immediate north of McLaren Vale.
So is that warmer or cooler when you're in the north?
Oh, it's only a kilometre, so what it is though is we do have the benefit of sea breezes, so we're having those cooler summers when the grapes are ripening, and our vines are on brown loam over a lot of limestone, so we've got very well drained soils, but that means we don't have a lot of vigour, so we have low yielding, not many grapes on the vines, and they ripen earlier north of McLaren Vale than they do in the east or the south.
Ah, so you get to party first after vintage.
Exactly right. More importantly, we have to start work first.
Yeah.
So that works well.
What is the toughest job in the winery during harvest?
We make it fun. So I think rather than the toughest job, it's more about sometimes you have to keep going when you're tired and you'll be going till 5 in the morning. It might be 10 o'clock at night. But you still just say, we've nearly finished, we've nearly got that tank cleaned, and we've nearly got the press emptied. When something goes wrong, it's a problem. If the hose bursts or something and grapes go everywhere, that's not fun.
And how would you describe your style of production?
We're a small company and we rely very much on every batch being treated with its own individuality. We don't do any sort of mass production, and we care very much about every grape that comes into the place. So it's a matter of really being assessing and grading all the grapes as they come in, and we almost know from that moment whether they're going to go into our middle range or our very best wines.
And if tasting a Shiraz from McLaren Vale for the first time, what would be your advice?
I think people should say how lucky they are to have such a wonderful experience. Thank you.